Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Streaming December 12th on Peacock. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are back.
That's hot. Loves it.
For a show-stopping reunion that will prove putting on an opera is anything but simple.
We're really good at this.
One thing's for sure, they won't be upstaged.
Good to have you back. Come on, we've got a show to do.
Paris and Nicole, The Encore, a 3-part reunion special, streaming December 12th, only on Peacock.
Let's hang out. And let's talk about what Leslie's about. Let's hang out. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This Week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. And we'd like to kick it off with all of our Pride Month events.
We also have a whole lead-up week that we are planning. So you may have heard we are doing an event on the 20th that we're going to talk about in a second. But we thought one day is not enough to replace all of the Pride events that are supposed to be happening this whole month. So we decided why not do our own queer Spirit Week.
Spirit Week.
Spirit Week, we're doing Spirit Fingers. So the whole week leading up to it, so June 15th through 19th, we are going to assign every day its own day. So we are going to have, starting with Monday and running through the rest of the week, we are going to have Dapper Day, Pajama Day, Cosplay Day, Snapback Day, and Flag Day. We're going to have some things going out on our social medias to remind you, and what we will do is have a hashtag, and we just want to see all the beautiful pictures of all of you dressed up in our different Spirit Week outfits, just because we want to see all of you beautiful queer people celebrating with Pride. So that's our Pride Spirit Week plan. We'll be following up with more details on all of our stuff.
I'm excited.
And then tell us about Porch Pride, Ellie.
I am so excited about Porch Pride. It is taking over my life, the joy that it brings me. So Saturday, June 20th, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be hanging out on our porches. And we're also going to be doing a live stream. So make sure you check out our Facebook and YouTube for the live stream. We're going to have a bunch of different guests hanging out on their porches. We are super excited to announce all of our Porch Pride featured guests who will be hanging out on their porches on our live stream and raising money for their selected charities. Our guests in order of appearance are Naisha and Samantha from Two Mommies and a Baby, Ellie Brigida from Let's Hang Out, Dana Pickley, Queer Media Matters, Shayna Summers from Bad Queers Podcast, Lee Holmes Foster, also from Let's Hang Out, Chris Chesson from Bad Queers, the podcast, Nicole Payson from Coming Out Pod, and Lauren Flans. Also from Coming Out Pod, we have a variety of amazing podcasters and queer people there for you to hang out on their porches. If you want to hang out with them on their porches and also help us raise money for their selected charities, you can do so by bidding on a one-on-one. We have a website. We're going to be posting all over our social media. You can bid. The highest bidders will get to hang out with one of these people on their porch. And all of the money that you use for that bid is going to the selected charities. So you're doing it for a good cause, and you get to hang out with some really cool people. Virtually, of course. So we hope you'll consider doing that. And because we want to make sure these one-on-ones are as accessible as possible for people, while also raising as much money as we can for these charities, we'll be opening them up for a much lower threshold raffle next week. I will be donating to the Massachusetts Bail Fund during my 30 minutes. So if you want to support me in that, I would love for you to do that. Lee, do you want to say what you're going to be supporting?
I do. I am going to be raising donations for the SF Transgender District, which obviously is local to me out here and is a district founded by 3 Black trans women that is trying to empower the trans community in that area specifically as a hub of the trans movement.
I love it.
We just think we're going to miss Pride. We don't want to miss the opportunity to celebrate. We know, every year it's going to be people's first Prides. We want to celebrate with all of you. Some of you maybe don't even have a Pride parade that you would have been able to make it to normally. And so this is a great opportunity for everyone to be able to just, hop on their phone, hop on their computer, hop out to their porch and celebrate Pride with everyone.
I'm excited. In the greater Les universe, we also would like to give a shout out to the first lesbian couple who is married in Costa Rica, Alexandra Quiros and Dunya Araya, after Costa Rica finally legalized same-sex marriage. So we wanted to give you some
exciting,
positive news from the world. Legalized same-sex marriage. Heck yeah.
The less positive news of the world is Batwoman just announced they're getting rid of Kate Kane, the character.
Literally makes no sense.
I know. It has been such a queer Christmas for us that every actress, like any queer actress on the planet, has been coming out vocally and visibly to pitch themselves for the role of Batwoman, which was fantastic. And I was all about it until suddenly we're not going to have Kate Kane anymore, and I don't know how I feel about that, so...
It's not okay.
It's not okay. That's my, Debbie Downer to the greater Les universe this week. That's what's happening. Back to you, Ellie and Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 48th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, she's beauty and she's grace.
She's Miss Les United States.
That was just beautiful.
I know, you're welcome. I wrote on the outline, she's Miss ... so that Lee wouldn't know what was coming next. So I needed the full effect of the joke to really land.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yes, you're welcome. And we have a very special guest with us today. Rebecca Noyes is here with us. Yay, Rebecca!
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Some of you might know Rebecca already, but we'll let Ellie give her her full bio first.
Yes, so here's her full bio. Very, very impressive. Rebecca sells solar, teaches yoga, and runs Gay Ass Trivia as Les Hangout events director.
Many of you have probably seen Rebecca. If you have attended any of our trivia nights, she is sort of like the brains behind that operation, especially the virtual events.
And I'm the brawn, is that what you're saying?
I'm just the pretty face. I don't know what I do. So we love Rebecca. We wanted to give everybody else a chance to love Rebecca a little bit more by having her on to talk about the classic, the one and only, that's a lie, there's a sequel, Miss Congeniality.
Yes.
Yes.
And before we start, let's just talk a little bit about how you got started with Let's Hang Out, Rebecca. I'm like,
oh, wow. What a story.
Let's go all the way back to when me and Rebecca met.
Oh my God,
boy.
We're not talk about that on the podcast.
Let's go back to when Rebecca was born, and we'll work our way to
back in the day, a few years before Miss Congeniality came out. No.
Yes.
So Ellie and I had a friend who, for Pride one year, had this great idea to do L-word trivia, just as sort of like a friend activity. And then, of course, I heard about this and got way too excited and immediately ran to Ellie and was like, Ellie, we need to host L-word trivia for a fundraiser, and we'll raise money for an LGBTQ charity, and it's going to be fun. And we already have a place we can do it. We have a local brewery, and we just did it. We hosted our first event in July of 2019, and we sold out all of the tickets that we were allowed to pack people into the space. We even caused a little bit of trouble. I don't think they actually expected us to sell as many tickets as we did.
Tickets. We were
way too many.
For sure.
Yeah. And it was amazing. I think we raised over $1,000 for our first charity.
Yeah, for Boston Glass.
Yeah, and then it just kind of took off. We started hosting more L-word trivia. The L-word was our first topic. And then we expanded to pop culture, Winona Earp, Schitt's Creek,
Buffy, when we went virtual. Yeah, we have hosted, I think, I'm gonna get it wrong, but we've hosted, I think, more than 20 events.
Yes.
Yeah, there's been a lot. We're having so much fun. Can't stop, won't stop.
the best. And I love that we can do them virtually now because we got on this Zoom call and Rebecca's like, wow, this looks familiar. Like, it's just like we've virtually been hanging out quite a bit for our events, the three of us, and like planning all these trivia events. So it's really great to have you on the show.
Yes,
and so here it is. This is the dream team. This is making it all happen.
Three Musketeers. The Three Musketeers.
Musketeers, yes.
Yes. Oh my God. Can we get shirts that say that? I love it.
How scary is it that Ellie and I both just thought of that immediately, though?
I think that tells you everything you need to know about this dream team in particular.
Yeah. About why I was like, well, yes, Rebecca, you would make a wonderful addition to this queer team.
Yes, please.
Yes. All right, let's dig in. I'm ready.
Yes. What
is our IMDb synopsis, Lee?
For anyone who has not yet seen Miss Congeniality, God help you all, the synopsis is, an FBI agent must go undercover in the Miss United States beauty pageant to prevent a group from bombing the event.
Yes.
Which, first of all, it's not a group. They think it's one person, but, like, that's fine. IMDb, why don't you get it wrong right off the top?
Yes.
True.
The citizen. Ellie, do you have a gay synopsis for our movie?
I do. So my gay synopsis is, an FBI agent has to go back into the closet to compete in the Miss USA pageant, but she falls in love with another contestant and has to defy her boss to save the love of her life, Cheryl.
Wow.
Very
That's
nice.
what I saw when I watched the film. So
that sounds about right. What about you, Rebecca? What would be your gay synopsis for Miss Congeniality?
Oh boy, my gay synopsis. Maybe FBI agent sneaks into beauty pageant in an attempt to find the love of her life and gets caught up in turmoil and mystery.
yes.
Everyone loves some gay turmoil.
Yes. There's a lot of inner turmoil. There's a lot of mystery. Is Cheryl gay? Is she not? We're gonna find out.
I mean, are we though? My gay synopsis, here's what I decided. I have seen this movie so many times. Rewatching it pointedly for this episode, I desperately need someone to either remake this movie or, like, write me this book, okay? So what I did is I wrote what I imagine would be, like, the jacket blurb of the book that I want to read for this, okay? Undercover FBI agent Gracie Hart never expected to find love at the Miss United States pageant. But when the young Miss Rhode Island wins her heart, can she stay focused enough to finish the mission and save the woman she loves?
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow.
Someone write me that book, okay?
I also love how we're very clearly, it's clear who we ship in this film.
Yes,
I mean,
say so.
Come on.
I'm just so excited. So Lee, you said you've watched this a million times.
Yes.
So what was your first experience with Miss Congeniality?
Oh my God. I don't even know. I probably saw it right when it came out. And then I think it's like, you know, that late 90s, early 2000s movies, like those were prime time for like me in high school to just be one of those movies that you watched all the time. It's on TV all the time now. It's just a movie I've seen like dozens of times. I don't even know. Plus, you know when everyone has those things where they're like, who's the actor that you would watch like any movie that they're in? Sandra Bullock. I mean, hands down. It's just like there's nothing that she's not great in. There's nothing I will not enjoy watching her in. That movie doesn't exist. So I've seen it a ton, but you know, I love going back and rewatching some of those classics with like more trained professional gay eyes, I think is what I'm going to call them now. So, yeah, this was a delightful rewatch for me.
I see that. Rebecca, how about you?
Oh gosh, I must have been under 10 the first time I saw Miss Congeniality. And I do pointedly remember the scene where one of the contestants is like, runs up to the edge of the stage when she gets eliminated and is like, I want all the lesbians to know if I can do it, so can you. And I remember being kind of scandalized by it and just not really understanding what she meant. But then seeing the woman in the audience with the big heart, and I was kind of like, what's going on here? What's going on with that?
Karen.
I love you, Karen. So
and
good.
What does it tell you that, like, we rewatched this because Kelsey rewatched it with me, and, like, neither one of us had any memory of that scene
Really?
whatsoever. Yes! Like, I've seen this movie so many times, and that never even, like, registered for me.
You know what's hilarious? I agree. And I was like, oh, I don't really remember. I was watching with my mom, as I do. And she was like, I swear there's a lesbian in this.
And you're like, yeah, Gracie is right there.
Exactly. But then she's like, I told you, Miss New York. Like, we were dying.
Well, and you know what was great? I mean, we'll talk about it, but, like, when that moment happened, and because I hadn't remembered, and Kelsey and I are just cracking up, and we were like, how did this not stick in our minds? And I literally had to go back up, because I'm taking notes the whole movie, and the first note that I had written down when she comes on screen is just, New York, quote, sup, Jersey. And I was like, it's funny. I mean, I saw it. It was right there. I knew, you know, but
I missed that.
I guess.
The subtext. Yeah, you saw the subtext and they were like, no, she was actively playing gay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Ellie? When did you see Miss Congeniality?
Oh my God. Probably similar to Rebecca. Like, I feel like this is a movie that I saw, like, immediately when it came out. I've watched it many, many, many times. I feel like our experiences are all sort of similar, but, like, I was watching this movie and I was like, has Sandra ever played gay? I mean, besides Miss Congeniality, but, like, has she ever actively played gay? Oh, and Ocean's.
I mean, I was going to say Ocean's 8. Are we, like, forgetting that delightful turn?
But, like, she is definitely one of those actresses where you're like, why are we so obsessed with her?
There's an energy that she has on screen, you know? I don't know how to explain it.
It's very gay, yeah.
And you can feel it. I could feel it from a young age. I actually just remembered this recently. I used to make, for fun, PowerPoint presentations of my favorite female actresses. Only females. Like Sandra Bullock, I'm sure, like, Hilary Duff was on there. I don't even remember.
Wait, like, just for fun?
Just for fun.
Who did you present them to?
Nobody. I just kept them for myself.
That was your, like, deep secret. You just, like, watched
You're like,
them before bed.
If I make it academic, it's not gay. It's research. It's just research.
It makes a lot of sense.
Oh, it's so true. I know. I'd forgotten about that. I don't know what triggered that memory, but I was like, ooh, wow.
I would pay you money if you could find your PowerPoint presentation on Sandra Bullock.
I know the little laptop, my first laptop, still exists in my parents' house somewhere. I'm going to try to dig it up next time I'm home.
Please
stay tuned.
Please.
Die. Well, that brings us to, which character should have been gay?
Look, I'm sorry, but if you try to convince me that Gracie Hart is not canon gay in this movie, I mean, you're wrong.
When I was watching this film, the movie started. This girl is reading Nancy Drew on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
Was she really?
Yes!
Yes!
The first scene, she is reading a Nancy Drew book. She beats the crap out of a boy who's bullying a boy she likes. That boy is like, oh, I don't like girls. And in that moment, Gracie was like, oh, well, now I remember. I'm gay.
Immediately cured of her crush on boys, like forever.
And beats the crap out of that kid.
Well, and she beats the crap out of the first kid, and he's like, so he goes, you calling me a girl? And she goes, you called me one. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, fair. She is just, they set the stage pretty young. And then they cut from that to, like, her in a pantsuit. At that briefing at the FBI, it's like every other female agent there is in the cute little, like, skirt suit. And she's just like, nope.
Her outfits in this film.
I would wear, well, no, that's not true. I wouldn't wear the pageant ones. I would wear all her FBI ones.
Yeah, I mean, anytime when she is Gracie Hart, those outfits.
Mm-hmm.
It's not chronological, but can I just go through the outfits?
Yes, please.
Yes, I would love that.
First outfit, the slouchy pantsuit, hair absolutely a mess.
Is that the do all women have to wear those masculine shoes ones?
Yes.
Yes.
The masculine shoes, the sunglasses, a turtleneck also. I don't know if this is in chronological order, but when they go out to the bar, she's wearing a muscle tank. Gay. Even at the end when it's like, oh, she has her makeup on and she has hair done, she still wears a pantsuit. is just a little bit more tighter fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Literally nothing about her is straight.
It's a gay glow up is what you're saying.
Yes.
The outfit that she like wrestles, fights Eric in.
Yes.
The Sporty Spice-esque like matching crop top workout fitted tank and little pants. Like, woman.
Gay. The outfits themselves. like, just look at a picture of her. You're like, this woman is gay. She also says, I don't even own a dress. I don't even own a brush.
A brush. Oh my God.
Okay. I'm like, gay, but also like, why do you have to stereotype us as we like literally don't brush our hair?
Yeah, don't be so messy.
This is what I'm saying. She's like such a little helpless baby gay in the beginning of this movie, you know? She's like, I have figured out that I am not interested in the male gaze, but I have not quite figured out what that means for myself yet.
I have not figured out that like I want attention from somebody.
Yes.
Like, she's like, I don't care about anyone because I don't like men, so who cares? And
She
like,
hasn't figured out that she wants Cheryl to think she's hot is where we're at right now.
True.
We've all been there, Gracie. We've all been there.
I love Cheryl.
Her cute little bangs.
Let's talk about some of Gracie's gay moments, though, because, I mean, we're going to get into Cheryl. Don't you worry. But I think there's a couple other moments that I want to point out. First of all, she's talking about someone's fake rack at some point. I wish I had written down who it was. She's very invested in someone having a fake rack, and I'm like, why are you paying that much attention?
It's when they're on the airplane, and she's watching the pageant
the video
videos.
with Victor.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So she's focused on one thing in that video. Who knows what?
Boobs.
Who knows what draws her attention? And then from there, they bring her to the pageant. And I would just like to talk a little bit about the scene where she first gets on the bus to go to orientation. And she steps on this bus full of every other woman who's in this pageant. And like, they're not bad looking women. And her face is just like, terrified and enraptured at the same. She is scare-roused.
She is scare-roused.
Scare-roused.
Let's put it that way.
Like her first time walking into Dinosaur. just overwhelmed, surrounded by these women.
Yes. Let's be real. Like that feminine energy. She like is like, wait, I've never felt this before. Like, I've been surrounded by weird policemen who are. We don't even need to talk a lot about it, but they are so gross.
They're vile. I think I don't remember that as vividly from when I watched it, probably because that was just more acceptable behavior and like more, it was funny at the time to like every joke has to be about a woman's body or like, ew, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Like they are supposed to be undercover professionals and they're like, look at the rack on that one. And you're like, are you kidding? Like, it's disgusting.
It's gross.
It's so bad. Let's talk about that bus scene, too.
Who do we meet on that bus scene, Ellie?
Well, who do we meet? But also, she falls for like the 7th time. She cannot wear heels. I know very few queer women who can walk in heels. That's all.
Yeah, I mean...
High femme ones.
Can,
but even then, I'm just saying, if you can walk in heels, tweet me.
I can't do it.
I can't. I would be Gracie Lou Freebush.
Seriously? Like, I'm not gonna fall down in heels. I mean, I can walk in heels.
Surrounded by beautiful women, though, who are staring at you.
You can't focus on your feet.
Because she's the new girl, too, right? Like, they've all been in the pageant scene, and she walks in, and they're like, especially New Jersey, is like, who is this?
Yes.
She is New Jersey. You mean New York.
Rhode Island.
Oh, she means Rhode Island.
No, I mean New York.
Sarah.
New York.
We mean all of them.
Everybody's interested in Gracie.
They are interested in Gracie. Rhode Island especially is like immediately like, oh my God, she like grabs her. She's like holding her arm. She's hugging her. She's like, let me tell you everything and like take you under my little wing, you lost little duckling.
They never stop touching.
No, never.
From the second she gets on that bus, she grabs her and they are attached.
She's laughing way too hard at her jokes. The
aloha joke, it's not a good joke.
It's not that good.
It's not a good joke.
No. Cheryl is like every girl trying too hard to like win someone over. She's like, ha ha ha, ha, you're so funny.
I also love too that like there's something, obviously like Cheryl is nice to everyone. Like she wants to be friends with everyone. But why does she specifically really want to be friends with Gracie?
It's immediate. She sees her on that bus and she is like, sold, done. This is the one. She like latches on. It's like that night she shows up at her room that night with like the thing of hot chocolate, right?
Yes.
She's like, I brought hot chocolate. Let's jump in bed together. Let's jump in bed together. And let me immediately tell you about this one time when I saw this baton twirler and her batons were on fire and she did this sexy dance. And like her face goes to this place where you're like, what is happening in your brain right now, Cheryl? What did that sexy dance do to you exactly? Did it awaken some feelings that you're not quite sure what to do with yet? Because it kind of seems like it might have.
I love too that Texas is asleep next to them.
Oh my God, it's so classic.
And it literally is like if you had a roommate and you like sneak your girlfriend in late at night and like you're trying to be quiet, but like you're not actually quiet. And she's like, ladies, I know you're there. I know you love each other, but can you please shut up?
It's like being in college again.
Yes.
Or high school.
What were you doing in high school, Rebecca?
Just, sleepovers.
Did you had a roommate?
In high school?
Were you?
No, I was secretly dating my girlfriend, and I would sleep over at her house with the rest of our friends.
Oh,
sneaking after and sleepovers.
And in the middle of the night, I would just slowly like roll closer and closer to her until we were like face to face.
Nice
insight into Rebecca's high school life. I love too with Cheryl. I feel like there are a lot of different types of gays, especially in movies. Like there's like a lot of stereotypes. Categories you put gays into. Cheryl is the repressed Christian gay, right? She's like, my parents would not like let me do anything. They don't like ostentatious behavior. They think that red underwear are Satan's panties. So I can't believe what they would think if I was with Gracie Lou Freebush.
It would just break Mama's heart.
Exactly. I don't know why she feels Southern to me. She's from Rhode Island, But that's like the sort of like the layers that you keep adding to Cheryl. And Gracie keeps being like, come on, like live a little, like set your batons on fire.
Set those batons on fire and dance sexy for me, Cheryl. Ugh, I love it.
And that's the dynamic that they have.
They do, but that's why I think it's ripe for the picking, this story, because what you basically have are two clueless giant gays, right? Who are like discovering it at the same time, slowly, ever so slowly, but like they're both there. Like Cheryl is latched on and in her bed in a heartbeat. She is sitting there like, you're so nice and smart and sensitive. You're definitely gonna win. Where it's like,
no, you're gonna win.
No, you're gonna win.
No, you're so beautiful. No, you're beautiful. Don't say that about yourself. You're just the best. I mean, it's like they're so close and yet so far away, And I love it. It's like you just want it to go where it's supposed to go.
Can we talk a little bit about the juxtaposition of Cheryl and Gracie and Ben?
Yeah, what's his name in this?
Classic. Can't remember the only male lead.
No, Eric. The actor's name is Benjamin Bratt. The character's name is Eric.
Honestly,
Eric.
Leaving that part in because I forgot his name.
Why would you remember?
It's very on brand for us, Ellie, to never remember the male love interest's name.
It's so hard for me. Like, I try to take notes and write their names down, and I just, like, forget to do it.
We should just name them all Frank and get it over with. Like, he's the Frank of this movie. Who cares?
So Frank,
yeah.
Yes. He is constantly undermining her.
Yeah.
Like, the only time he's telling her, like, you're good at your job is when no one else is around. When other people are around, he's like, oh, I can't actually support you because, like, I'm embarrassed that I even like you. Whereas Cheryl's like, Gracie's the best person I've ever met.
She's like, meet this whole table of people.
Yeah. He is like the classic, like, early 2000 movies male love interest who, like, he's terrible and all he does is, like, he's just negging her the whole movie, right? Where he's just like, oh, you in a bathing suit, gross. And you're like,
and
why
gaslighting
do you care what
her.
this guy... Yeah, like, why would you want this guy to be attracted to you? Like, why? He does nothing. He never supports you. He doesn't respect you. He has no trust in, like, your intuition or your skills as an agent. Like, fuck him.
Yes, go
Cheryl
out, please, yes.
You're the best thing since
I know,
sliced
literally
bread.
dancing. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And we're not going to talk about Miss Congeniality 2 today.
Oh, wow.
I will say one of the best things that the writers ever did was get rid of Eric in the sequel.
Oh, thank God.
Goodbye, Eric.
Within the first 10 minutes of the movie?
Yes.
Gone.
Yes.
Goodbye. Opens the door for
Yes, I'm like Tina Turner because that's what she dresses up as. But Regina King?
Yes. I don't remember her character's name though, but that's a whole other podcast episode, right?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yes. We'll get into
Stay tuned for Miss Congeniality 2.
Armed and fabulous.
Talk about it. Yes, I want to talk about it, but we're going to wait.
And can we talk about what I think, if we're going to get into the comparison between Cheryl and Frank, whatever, Eric.
You already forgot.
He's
amazing.
I think for me, the scene that clinches it is when they get the lead, right? They're like, we have a lead. And they hand her this little like dossier and they're like, we have a lead. It's Miss Rhode Island. And you can just see Gracie's face immediately is like, not my girlfriend, boys. I don't know what you think you're talking about. But she's immediately just like, well, you're full of shit and you all know nothing. Like, not even a question. She's like, I don't need to read anything. I don't need to see your black and white photographs. She's like, I
know her on a deeper level than you ever could.
Exactly. She's like, I know in my heart that you're wrong and that's good enough.
Also, the picture that they show is Cheryl that's with a sign that says, no fur, no way. And I'm like, of course Cheryl is an animal rights activist gay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
She's like, save the kittens.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed, just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/letshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/letshangout.
Let's hang out.
For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Love it. That also happened after this line, but I need to mention this line because it's really important about Gracie. So Vic, who also gay icon.
Oh, yes. I mean,
Icon.
100%.
Yes. Vic says to Gracie, in place of friends and a relationship, you have sarcasm and a gun. And Gracie answers, I don't have a relationship because I don't want one. You don't understand anything about me as to why I am the way I am.
Wow. Stop it. Stop it. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of Alex's coming out story in Supergirl, right? Where it's like, I think they did a really nice job with that storyline of someone saying like, I never understood why I wasn't interested in dating, why I wasn't interested in men. Like, I just thought there was something wrong with me that like, I just didn't click in that way. And like, that's Gracie in this movie, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I haven't had a date in 10 years, like, because I didn't want one. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. I wonder why. Why wouldn't you have wanted one?
You're gay.
You're gay.
Oh, God.
Dead.
They're just so cute together and I can't
They're
stand
so cute
it.
together. Can we talk about, like, what I would consider... Okay, I guess their first date is when they're drinking hot chocolate.
Yes, it's the cocoa.
On the bed.
This is, like, their first coming out with their friends when they have the pizza date. And they're banging on the drums.
They're doing what on those drums, Ella?
They are banging. They're banging on those drums.
Wow, they're banging and getting all messy together. It's, oof.
And this is the muscle tank.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So Gracie's trying to get Cheryl drunk because she's trying to get, like, information out of her. But I also feel like this is a time where she's like, I'm supposed to be doing my job, but I actually just love being with you.
Let's get those inhibitions down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's dive into your past.
Yes, let's dive. And then she's like, have you ever done anything bad, Cheryl? You want to do something bad?
You know, it would be stupid.
If we made out right now, what? Oh, no. Oh, okay.
No, but oh my God. But what she literally says, right, is she goes, so when they're talking about Cheryl having been assaulted in the past, fine. But they have this conversation where she goes, there's so many maneuvers that I could show you. And Cheryl is just so excited. She's like, really? Like, yes, please. Show me some of your maneuvers.
Their relationship is so beautiful to me.
It's so pure.
It is. And I just feel like they really support each other, you know? Because, like, I also... Okay, can we jump to, like, towards the end real quick?
Yes, but I have one more.
Okay, you do yours, and then I wanna talk about towards the ending of the movie.
Because this date is just, like, rife with gay shit. So she messes up with the ideal date, right? And she's like, and I had the best answer too. My ideal date would be a man who takes me to a romantic dinner, then we walk along the beach barefoot discussing books and movies. And if that is not a date that you would like dream up in your mind of like, what do straight people like to do? Like, I don't know what is. Like, let's just like do the most romantic thing with this random man that I have dreamed up in my mind that's not a real man.
It's also like, I love how she's like, I couldn't answer what my perfect date was, but like, I can tell you, Gracie, what my perfect date would be. Hint, hint, no worries here. I'm just telling you what I'd love to do on a date.
True. Okay. And then Gracie also says, no wonder you're still a virgin.
Oh, good God.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what are you going to do on a date with her, Gracie?
Aggressively flirting with her.
And I just want more. I feel like there's so much that we didn't see that they could have shown us in this movie, because like, they get to the top 10. Right? And the top 10 is when they have to do that dance on stage.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, the Statue of Liberty dance.
Oh my God. I was like bouncing on my seat like when we were rewatching. It's like my favorite scene in the entire movie is that dance sequence. I don't know why. It's the stupidest thing. Yes. Like that song just like evokes a response in me.
I would like to tell you why you love that.
Please tell me. Let's psychoanalyze me right now.
You're gay.
This is not incorrect.
New information, but
yes, that scene. Here's the thing: the only time that we see Gracie learning that dance, she is hopeless.
Yes,
right? Like completely useless. And we never see her practicing. We never see her learning. Like she all of a sudden just like nails it that night. Right? Which I'm like, bullshit. I'm sorry. There is no way that somewhere there is not a hidden montage of her and Cheryl, with Cheryl painstakingly and lovingly teaching her that dance, and I need it now.
Holding her arms up just so when they do the little, like, arm shimmy
moving
motion.
Her hips. Oh. Come on. Give me that shit. That's what I want, okay?
It's a deleted scene somewhere.
That. Where is the footage? Give us the footage.
Where is it? Release the dance.
Release the dance.
Yes!
We will never give up.
I also love the scene at the end when Cheryl does break out the fire batons, right? And you see Gracie on the sideline, like backstage watching her. I want the sequence of like, I want more of that. I know you show her like giving her the batons and everything, but I'm like, I want more there. I also want like, they're so supportive of each other. I just want to see them like coaching each other to the top 10. That's what I want.
I love it. And it makes so much sense that they're the top 2, even though I know it was sort of rigged.
Right?
Do we think, okay, I have a question. Do we think it was rigged by the end, or it was not rigged anymore?
No, she had to make it from top 10 to top 5 on her own.
Oh,
yeah, they say it.
Yep. And she sure did.
After the top 10, she's on her own, Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
And she came in second. I love how I'm like, that's the point of the movie. And I just was like, wow. But even when it's just the 2 of them on stage, first and second. So there's the top 5.
Wait, sorry. Can we say one thing about the top 5? Okay, because the top 5 is when Miss New York has just been eliminated and gives her impassioned, if I can make it to the lesbians out there, so can you. I love you, Tina.
Tina!
Okay.
Tina!
So this is when that has just happened, and so when they go to the top 5, right? What's his face? Who's the announcer?
Oh my God, I don't know his name, but it's William Shatner.
I can't remember. Another guy we don't know his name.
Stan Fields. Okay, so Stan is cueing them over to like a commercial break or something, and he goes, "We'll be back with our final 5 lesbians," right? And he like,
yes,
he like makes a mistake, quote unquote, but I'm like, correct, sir, correct. You will be back with your final 5 lesbians in just a moment.
And then after that, the people in the sound booth in the back, he goes, cut to commercial. He goes, can we say lesbians? And the woman who's like in front of him also working the sound goes, you got a problem with that?
Yes.
It's incredible. It's so well done. But I think that's actually a thing. Like, they used to not be able to say the word lesbian on, like, I mean, Miss United States was like a live pageant on ABC or like Channel 5 or something.
Was.
Like, I think. I mean, in 2000, it's possible they weren't allowed to say the word lesbian.
Like half of them are probably.
Isn't that wild?
At least 25%. Like, just to
I mean, it's at least definitely the top 5 here, so.
Yes. Also, when she says, when she's like, I love you, Karen, it pans over the top 5. All the other girls are like, what just happened? Gracie is clapping.
Yes.
Yes, she is. She's like, all right, give it up.
She's like, yeah, lesbians. Woo!
She's like, I clocked you at that first sup jersey.
Yes, yes. So I will say, like, should have been gay for this film, but also the actual gay representation, pretty great.
I mean, for a 2000s film, this was about as much as we were gonna get, you know, in a big blockbuster hit like this. Absolutely.
And she made it to the top 10, so
like
really
2 canon lesbians. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Okay, let's talk about the top 5 now, Ellie. I'm sorry, I derailed us a bit.
No, I think that's what I was gonna say. Oh no, sorry. So, you know, they're all like sort of like cheering on each other, but they're not really that close together, right? But once it gets to Gracie and Cheryl, just the two of them, they're literally like face to face in this like
holding hands.
Yeah, in this like death embrace. Just like holding each other and like looking each other in the eyes. I'm like, is this the moment?
Can you imagine if they had kissed right then?
The whole landscape of LGBTQ rights would have been altered forever.
Totally changed
the course of history. Gracie and Cheryl kissed.
That's the world I want to live in.
And the way that they look at each other, like, you know what? We're here together. It doesn't even matter which one of us wins because I love you. It's like their culminating moment, like, we did this together.
Well, oh my God, let's talk about one of those final interviews that Gracie does, right? Where she's like, this has been one of the most rewarding and liberating experiences of my life.
Liberating how?
Yeah. We've all given that speech. Also, I feel like we skipped over because I don't remember exactly what scene it's in, but she says at one point earlier, she goes, for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm in the right place at the right time. Like, there are so many hints here. It's like right there. But she gives that rewarding and liberating experience answer, and then also is like, and if anybody hurts my friends or my girlfriend, I will hunt you down. I'm like, well, you know.
And she will.
A little aggressive maybe, but I get it. The heart's there in the right place.
I'm sorry to talk about Miss Congeniality 2 again, but she does. In Miss Congeniality 2, she fights to the death to save
She
Cheryl.
does!
So she's good for her word. That's all.
Dude, she's always gonna save Cheryl. I'm telling you, she's like there to catch her girlfriend when she faints. Like, she's there to fight her for like saving her life by ripping that tiara off of her head.
Also, when she rips the tiara off her head, I will say too, she punches Miss Texas in the face.
Yes!
She could have easily knocked Cheryl out, taken it off, but she's not trying to hurt her face.
No.
Your beautiful face.
She can't. She's like, stop fighting me, Cheryl. I don't want to hurt you. Oh, God, it's so beautiful. Rebecca, do you have any other gay thoughts about this film?
I mean, after this conversation, it's so much more clear to me that it's just gay.
It's just so gay. I think the very end can wrap it up for us when they present her with the Miss Congeniality trophy, prize. What does she even get? A sash? I don't know. Yeah, she gets a sash. And Cheryl gives this whole speech about her and ends it with her being the nicest, sweetest, coolest girl at the pageant. And I think I wrote in my notes, Cheryl, like, keep it in your pants, girl. I mean,
in front of all of them.
Heavy-handed.
She's not hiding. That's what I love about Cheryl. They're gay, and Cheryl's not hiding her love. This guy's straight, and he's ashamed. Bullshit.
Cheryl is so proud of Gracie Lou Freebush. It's absurd.
Also, I'm sorry, we never talked about her name.
That she comes up with.
It was her idea.
And it was a spontaneous idea, too. That was the first name that came to her.
She just has Bush on mind, Rebecca, is what you're saying?
I think that's probably what was happening.
It had to be. And she's like a little annoyed that that's her name, but she's like, fuck it. Rolling with it. I am Gracie Lou Freebush now.
Gracie Lou Freebush is me.
Yes. We got one.
I love this movie and I love these two girlfriends and I just want someone to remake it for me. Please, please, for the love of God, someone write me this story.
The problem I always have with these are like, I want the same actresses. Like, it's like, please give me Sandra and Heather together again. I didn't mean to rhyme.
Can you imagine if like Ocean's 9 comes out and the actress who plays Cheryl was in it?
I would die.
Dead.
And she would be Sandra's crazy ex-girlfriend. Because, like, let's be real, at a certain point, like, Cheryl will crack. Oh, God, I love this movie. I mean, so who are we shipping?
Ooh, tough call.
I'm going to have to go with, let's see. I'm going to try to go with a dark horse besides the actual one we're doing, which is Gracie and Cheryl. So I ship
Texas and Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm like, Texas needs to be gay somehow. Texas is like so repressed.
Yeah.
Texas and Hawaii. Yeah, because they have such like, they have a lot of tension there, right? They like hate each other, but they don't.
They'd be volatile.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be into it.
Come on, let's do Cheryl and Gracie. I wanna get to ship names.
Okay, Cheryl and Gracie. Well, okay, Texas and Hawaii's ship name though is Tawai. All right.
Tawai.
Now we can move on. So what are your ship names? All right, I'm going to give it to Rebecca first because Lee, it seems like you already have some prepared.
I actually don't, and I'm realizing that just now. So yeah, Rebecca, you go first. Good idea, Lee.
Oh dear.
So, okay.
All right.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, we could use their real names or we could use their state names.
Ooh.
Let's go with both. Let's mix it up. So what's their state ship?
New Island, because it sounds maybe like Love Island.
Like it. I like it.
Or like a new Isle
something.
of Lesbos or something.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
I would love that.
But what
All
about like Road Jersey?
Road Jersey.
Road Jersey. It like flows.
Also, I feel like if you put their names together, I would literally just do Cheryl Lou Freebush.
You're like, basically they get married and that's her name now.
Yes. I'm like, they're shipping.
Takes her middle name and her last name. I love you so much, I will take two of your names.
Yes.
Cheryl would, though.
Honestly, she
like,
would.
she 100% would.
I don't have a middle name anymore because we are together. Like, that's Cheryl.
Well, and what's her last name? Fraser? So you could also do, like, Frasier. Gracie and Cheryl are hard together as first names.
Sherry?
Sherry.
Sherry
works better. Gracel.
Gracel's not cutting it for me.
No, I'm kind of digging Road Jersey still. I don't know. New Island.
I do like New Island.
Yeah.
I also want to throw out Karen and Tina, who are the ultimate ship of this film. Katina.
Yes.
Katina,
done.
of course.
Yeah. So, I mean, the story is really about Karen and Tina's love, and that's the story that I wish we had seen more of. But,
yeah, right? In our remake, we'll give them a little bit more screen time.
Yeah, Katina can be like the best friend couple. You know what I mean? It's like the main couple, and then these like best friend lesbians who are like trying to push these two straight like girls.
They're like guiding them slowly. They're like, we can't just tell them they're gay because they'll fight it, but like they're sort of nudging them slow. They're like setting up scenarios for them to like end up alone together.
I love it.
Drinking cocoa.
Yes. Oh my
God. All the behind the scenes is literally just Karen being like, hey, Cheryl, like, do you want it? You should bring Gracie some hot chocolate.
You know who I bet would love some hot chocolate?
I'm loving that for Karen.
Yeah. I love that for you, Karen.
Wow, this movie is all kinds of gay. If you were ever in a beauty pageant and like you are gay, which we had a guest, Kia Barnes was in beauty pageants. She's gay.
Yes.
Please tell us about the gay shenanigans that went on at beauty pageants because I feel like they exist.
And we want to hear about them.
I think it's time for a Q and gay. Are you ready, Rebecca?
Yes. I'm so excited.
Q and gay.
All right, here we go for our Q and gay. Our first question. Have you ever competed in a beauty pageant? Yes or no?
No, I have not.
There's still time. You're still young.
I know, Miss What is Miss Les United States?
Yes. Miss Les United
of course.
States.
Miss Les United States, hosted by Let's Hang Out.
Manifest it.
Dream big, Ellie. I keep telling you that.
I know, I will.
Question 2, Rebecca. What's your go-to move when you sing? Is it A, the solar plex, B, the instep, C, the nose, or D, the groin?
I gotta say, probably the nose.
That's how she got Texas.
Yeah, it was kind of like a bonding moment for them. After the fact, Texas is just kind of looking at her up on stage, and she's gently touching her nose like, I remember when we touched last.
Mm-hmm.
She punched me in the face once. It was awesome.
Yes.
All right, question number 3. What would your talent be if you were in the pageant? A, baton twirling, B, musical cups, C, balloon animals, or D, beating the crap out of men?
Oh, it's got to be D, beating the crap out of men. Specifically Eric. Can I also beat up Eric for just being the worst?
Beating the crap out of Eric. Yes.
I'm here for it. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Do you think I'd make the top 5?
Yes. I mean, if you beat the crap out of Eric, yes.
You make the top 5 lesbians for sure. Question 4. Who do you think should have won the pageant? A, Rhode Island, B, Texas, C, New Jersey, or D, New York?
Oh, D, New York.
Lesbians for the win.
For the win. She's so passionate about being in the pageant and being queer and having the power to step up on live television and shout about being a lesbian in 2000. That's
we love
revolutionary.
A proud gay icon.
Yes.
We do.
Miss New York 2020. All right, question number 5. Describe your perfect date. A, walking on the beach. B, dinner and a movie. C, a picnic. Or D, April 25th.
Oh, D, April 25th. Because it's not too hot. All you need is a light jacket?
Yes, all you need is a light jacket. Oh, Cheryl.
Oh, so tender. So innocent.
So sweet. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for hanging out with us today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
And helping us figure out how Miss Congeniality
should have been gay.
Should have been gay.
Should have been gay. So gay.
So, Rebecca, if our audience wants to find you on social media, where can they find you?
They can find me at Rebecca_Noyes on Instagram. Very original. Check it out. There's a lot of Let's Hang Out trivia content on there.
Yes, and you can see Rebecca at our virtual trivia events. So sign up for them.
Which are still rolling. We just, we have so many lined up right now, so you're going to get plenty of opportunities.
Okay. I think we have trivias planned out through
August.
July? August?
Possibly.
I mean,
we've got a lot
ready.
on our list right now.
Oh, yeah. Seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Rebecca. Dream team, 3 Musketeers. Woo! Out.
Yes.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from you and building community, so we want to shout out some of our favorite things each episode. And I want to give a personal shout out to Martine, who is a big fan of the show, according to her wife, Katie. Katie wanted us to shout her out for Pride Month. So Martine, this is us saying, we love you. We see you. We're so happy that you discovered our podcast and that you have a great wife like Katie to do this nice thing for you.
Get yourself a wife like Katie, everyone. This is what we're going to say. Or a wife like Martine, who also sounds fantastic.
Yeah, because she listens to the show, obviously.
Not that we're biased or anything, but it sounds like you have excellent taste, Martine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We also want to shout out our listener, Sam, who sent us another Should Have Been Gay suggestion. You know we love getting them. This one for Girl Meets World. I have not yet seen it. I'm going to have to check it out. Part of me is hesitant to because it's going to force me to face my deep-seated baby gay feelings about Topanga.
I knew it. I knew you were a Topanga girl.
Oh, I had such a crush. She's so my type. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, she's
right?
cute. Yeah, she's cute.
She's cute. She's cute. So, well, it's certainly on the list now. Don't worry, Sam.
I want to give a shout out to Venus, who sent us some amazing pictures of their friends, all hanging out. They are the cutest little baby gay family that I have ever seen. And I just wanted to say I'm really happy that you found a gay family. I'm happy that you found us and that you've also introduced Hallie and Julia to our podcast as well. So shout out to Hallie and Julia and Venus for being the 3 best queer friends this world has ever seen.
We also, as always, want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Tanya Ferguson,
Jess Klaus,
Danny Griswold,
Sarah and Julia,
Carrie Ann Lawrence,
Mark Foster,
Danny Gunlock Tamora,
Audrey O'Connor,
Alana Rosen,
Kayla Kelly,
Tara Gleason,
Jacqueline Rosenshino,
and our King Princess patrons, Lizette Stye,
Amy and Ellen,
Leah Hendley,
and Liz Chen.
And our sponsorship at Patreon, as always, reminding you to support your local arts and especially your queer arts, Wendy K. Bartlett.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Let's Hang Out Pod.
We also want to remind you again that we are going to have our Spirit Week coming up the week of June 15th, ending in a giant climactic celebration of Porch Pride on June 20th.
So excited. Email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com with all of your questions and your pictures and your beautiful gay fams.
Or check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Make sure you subscribe so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also do have videos going up on our YouTube channel still. You may have seen the excellent video that April made for us for our Portrait of a Lady on Fire song that we are a little bit obsessed with. We might have, some other stuff coming up soon.
Yeah.
You just keep an eye there. You can subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod so that you don't miss anything.
We're also going to be doing one of our live streams there. So if you don't have Facebook, you can do it on YouTube. So make sure you're there. If you want to support the podcast, you can rate and review us on iTunes. It's the easiest and most free way to let us know how much you love us.
You can also support us over at Patreon. We love our patrons so much. I feel like I'm especially deep in my patron feels right now because we are coming up on a week where Ellie and I are going to play our first one-shot tabletop RPG with some of our
Actually,
patrons.
It already happened, right?
Well, yes, sorry. As of recording this, it is about to come up, and so I'm very excited about it. By the time the episode comes out, it will have happened, and I imagine I will be even more excited about it. So, if you want the opportunity to come hang out in our crazy Discord and talk about all the gay shows, and possibly talk Ellie and I
into playing Dungeons and
Dragons, you should join us over on Patreon at bit.ly/lespatreon.
Also, I'd like to say, talk us into. I'm pretty sure I told them to talk
we
me
basically begged.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm like, yeah, please. Yeah, I don't. Oh, no, I don't want to play. Please don't make me play. Okay, Gavin.
The point is, we love our patrons so much, and we just cannot
Yes.
get over this amazing group of people.
I love it.
There you go. Come join them.
Come join us on our campaign. You've created a monster. If you want to get some Let's Hang Out merch, you can do that at bit.ly/lesshop. It is Pride Month, so this is the time, if there were any, to get all of the gay designs that your heart desires at bit.ly/lesshop. We have a sale on our TeePublic store today, June 8th, until June 9th. So there's only 2 days. In these next 2 days, you better go get your Pride merch, 35% off, bit.ly/lesshop.
If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at LSHFoster.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Ellie Brigida. With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And
let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to real people dealing with issues like infertility, the death of a loved one, human trafficking, and women who, fake it. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to celebrities too. Emmy winners like actor John Cryer, supermodels like Amber Valletta, and rock stars like Ryan Dusick. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. With 21 seasons and counting, we guarantee you that Only One in the Room has a story that you'll connect with. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room on Apple or Spotify today.